Hey, hello people, and welcome to another review. In this one, I'm just going to be briefly talking about the topic of variants in Star Wars figures. Okay, right. The character I'm going to be doing is Luke Skywalker Farm Boy. Okay, this was the first Luke Skywalker figure to be released, and there are several different versions, some very valuable, some not so valuable, but all of them now are demanding high prices, mainly because of the resurgence in interest in the Star Wars films due to the release of the new films, and also the very sad news of Carrie Fisher's passing. I mean, the film came out 40 years ago now, and these things are getting scarcer and scarcer. Believe it or not, some of these, this one I picked up in a charity shop. No chance of doing that nowadays, unfortunately. Mainly because people in charity shops value everything that comes in. There's normally, especially in the reputable, better known charity shops, you know, these things immediately draw attention, and some of them are worth almost, even loose are worth almost £100. So let's talk a little about the ones we have on display here. Okay, this guy here, although this guy here looks very similar to this guy here. This guy here is actually a 1995 re-release, and excuse me, he was released by I think it was, is it Kenner? Kenner had the license then, or Kenner or Hasbro. And so he's not actually a genuine 1970s Luke Farm Boy. And you can probably see that his head is slightly smaller, and the qualities of his face are slightly different. Obviously, their hair is a slightly different shade of yellow. It's more of a kind of a custard yellow, where this guy here has got the traditional first release yellow hair. Do be careful though, because there are people who paint these up very carefully. These are not painted, these are original paint. But there are people who do a fantastic job of touching these up. I know this because I've bought some, and the hair's still been sticky. So if it's going to have a lot of playwear, you need to be careful that you're not buying a figure that's been retouched. Now this guy here, this one here, I don't know if you can see that, but he's got a very, very pale skin tone, almost like a kind of strawberries and cream, very, very, very pale, almost white. I mean, if you look at this one's hand here compared to this one, it's very, very pale in comparison. That figure is called, that variant is known as a pale neck or pale skin. That one also I've had in my collection since about 1995. All of them have got lightsabers. It's very hard to find them with lightsabers nowadays, and also the tip breaks off because the tip is thinner. And you can also see his legs are a lot paler than the traditional yellow-haired Luke. Now we get to the figure on the end. Now the figure on the end is, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there, but is the most valuable. This is the dark brown, or the brown-haired variant. Now even loose, these are pushing 90, 96, £100, maybe more, all on the condition, obviously. But this guy here, you can see here, he's got a bit of playwear on his belt. This brown-haired Luke has got a really, really beautiful condition paint, zero paint loss, and if you notice on the top of their heads, they all have really, really nice condition paint on the top of their heads. Now look on the back of the leg. I have one here lying on the floor. Now, can you see that on the back of his leg? Now that's basically the maker's mark. Some small writing, I don't know if my phone can pick that up, but it should say General Mills Fun Group Incorporated, GMFGI 1977, and then it should say Hong Kong. Most common figures were produced in Hong Kong. With this one is much more valuable. This is like a raised bar it's got there. Can you see that? And this one originated in China. Now apparently these were the first ones ever released. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I've been told. So these figures, if you have any, check out the date, check out the information on the back of the leg. If you have a raised bar with China written on it, as opposed to just the embossed letter saying Hong Kong, this guy is much more valuable. Of course, he has to be in good condition and have his original lightsaber. Unfortunately, this one doesn't, but I'm keeping an eye out for one. You are lucky enough sometimes you can get a really poor condition figure, but with an okay lightsaber. But that's getting harder and harder to find. Anyway, I thought you might quite like to see that. I have other Lukes, but I think these are the selection that are the most impressive when it comes to paintwear. Anyway, thanks for watching and take care. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.